Hey everyone, Dockwell here, and welcome to another one of my Dota 2 hero guides. Today we're going to be taking a look at Alchemist. So for those that don't know, Alchemist is either a mid or carry hero, and he is a hero that can play either mid or carry because his kit, his abilities, allow him to farm faster than any other hero in the game. And we'll take a look at why in just a second, but the point of the hero overall is to spend the first 10, 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes farming creeps, caring about almost nothing else but hitting creeps, lane creeps, and jungle creeps. Then you want to group up with your team and take over the map, take over their jungle, destroy all the towers, get Roshan, etc., and pretty much win the game from there. Okay, now we're in the demo mode, and I'm about to show you all of Alchemist's abilities and what makes him good as a carry and a mid, and why he farms so quickly. So first, we're going to take a look at Acid Spray. So Acid Spray, all you do is you put it down in an AoE, puts this green acid on the ground, and it does damage over time. You can see that creep was ticking down slowly before these creeps hit it. And the other thing that it does is it reduces armor. All that we really need to know is that it makes your right clicks do more damage when people stand, or when heroes or creeps stand in it. So essentially all that does is it allows you to farm quicker, but it also allows you to zone people in lane. So let's say we're mid here, there's another hero, over here. I put Acid Spray down, they walk into it, they'll be taking damage, and when I click them, they will take more damage, usually than I will take. Now obviously that depends, but they'll take more damage than what is typical if we didn't have that Acid Spray down. So I'll show you later in the more advanced section about how to use that, but that's what you need to know for Acid Spray. Now the next ability here is Unstable Concoction. So what this does is this is a stun. When you click the button, the 5 appears over your head, and it counts down to 0. Now if you do not throw it onto an enemy, you get stunned for the longest duration, as you just saw there. But if you do throw it onto an enemy at any time, it will stun them. Now the longer you charge it, the longer it stuns. So that's pretty much all you need to know. You won't be using this too much early on because you should just be farming, but it's something you'll use later on in the game to, stun your enemies, lock them down so you can hit them. Now, his third skill, his passive, is what defines the hero because it makes him farm faster than any other hero in the game. So all you really need to know is that every time you hit a creep, or you last hit a creep, with this passive, you get more gold for hitting that creep. So you see this little bonus right here above the tooltip? Well, every time I last hit a creep, we'll just go up here, it increases. And obviously to a maximum limit, but I get more gold for lasting these creeps than a normal hero. So essentially, I just want to hit creeps for as much as possible, as long as possible in the start of the game, because eventually, with how this mechanic works, I will get more items, more net worth, than any other hero with equivalent last hits. So that's pretty much how the hero works. And you might think that's, extremely overpowered, and in some ways it is, but the hero has its other downsides, but it's a little more complicated. I won't get into that now and trouble you with that. You don't need to think about that. Just know that that's what the point of the hero is. Now his ultimate, when you press R, it's called Chemical Rage. He basically gets into this state where he has increased attack speed, and he has increased health. Or health regeneration, sorry. So, if I go over here, I start attacking this tower. I can even take this. It does a lot of damage, but you can see my health regeneration here is pretty high. Now, when it goes off, it goes down a lot. So I'm just kind of like a normal hero here. My regeneration isn't very high. But then I click this, all of a sudden it flies up. So what that does is it makes him very tanky when he has this ult on. And you can also obviously buy a lot of items to make you even tankier, have more HP, have even more regeneration, have a lot of armor so you don't die to right clicks as much. But it makes him very tanky. So when he has this, he does a lot of damage. He's very hard to kill. He's kind of a raid boss, I guess you could say, when he has this ultimate on. Now, I have free spells on, so we'll take that off. We'll click this, and we'll see it lasts for 55 seconds. Or it's on cooldown for 55 seconds, but its duration is 25. So essentially, later in the game, or actually any time in the game, you need to be very careful when you don't have this ability. Because one of the weaknesses of the hero is that his stats aren't as good. He doesn't gain stats as much. He doesn't have as much innate tankiness or damage without the items and this ability. So right now, it's gone, it's down. I have to wait 30 seconds. So the point of the hero essentially is spend the beginning of the game farming as fast as possible, and then make sure you're using Chemical Rage in team fights at opportune times to make sure that you have it up and you're fighting, and that you don't get caught with your pants down with no ultimate. Now that you know what Alchemist's abilities do and the general concept of the hero and how it's played in the game, we're going to take a look at a couple replays to give you a little more of a general idea of how to play him in an actual game. So I briefly mentioned some of these things before, but we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at the specifics here with our first replay of Abed playing mid Alchemist, and we'll just jump right into it. Now, with this guide and these guides in general, I don't like to focus on items. There's builds for that. You can follow those. Just follow them until you're, even into Divine plus rank. These guides are generally, you should just follow them. So the same thing, if you want to buy similar items and have people give you tangos, go right ahead. Just do that. You can follow those guides. We're going to focus more on strategy, general concepts about how to play. So he decides to pick Grievel's Greed instead of Acid Spray first. Now, in the second replay, we'll actually see Acid Spray first. But why does he pick Grievel's Greed? Well, he picks that for two reasons. One, you would like to pick it first because when your team gets bounty runes in the beginning of the game, you get more gold. Also, for these first waves, when you get last hits, you get more gold as well. So it kind of maximizes your farm. The downside is you really have no defensive or offensive capabilities. So why that can be bad is if you're playing against a hero that can easily kill you or zone you out of the lane in the first wave or the very first level, then it might not be good to get Grievel's Greed level 1. As we see here, he's laning perfectly fine against this Void Spirit level 1 and then level 2 because it's a Void Spirit. He doesn't have a lot of damage early on. So even actually, you saw there that once he got level 2 and he got Acid Spray, he put the Acid Spray down, and Void Spirit needed to actually salve up because he took so much damage from standing in it and those right clicks. So knowing your matchup, who you're going to be playing against in mid, even maybe saving the skill point till you see who is truly playing mid, if you're unsure, if they have a weird draft, that can be key to winning or losing an Alchemist matchup or an Alchemist game. Because, if you take Grievel's Greed first and you just automatically skill that every game and you're playing against a Viper, let's say, you might just straight up lose the game completely because you'll be killed in the very beginning, you'll be zoned out of lane, you'll not even get level 2, that kind of stuff. And that's very important to know in Alchemist. So I just skipped ahead a little bit, and you didn't really miss much. Alchemist was just kind of sitting in lane farming, but we're going to see him do something important here. Right there. He put down the Acid Spray at the perfect time so that the creeps would come attack him, and it would stack the camp. Now, if you don't know about stacking, if there are no creeps in a specific area where the camp spawns, then creeps will spawn there. And so that's why when you drag them out, they can spawn. So that's a little bit of an advanced mechanic if you're a lower level, but it is important that you understand stacking because this small camp, or any camp in the game when you're playing Alchemist and stacking it, is very valuable because you get even more gold than obviously most heroes, so stacking is even that much better. Although it's always good, it's even better with Alchemist. So you don't necessarily have to do the Acid Spray stack like he just did, but even taking some time going over there, stacking the camp by yourself is also a good idea. Now second, after he did that, we see him leaving the lane and putting Acid Spray down right here in this area in order to farm both camps with Acid Spray. Now, that wasn't maybe necessarily an ideal spot for the Acid Spray, but in general, you can do those kinds of things all over the map. So I will just go to free camera real quick here and show you that, this is an area you can do it. On Dire, you can do that here, even a little bit here. You can do that between the Ancient Camp and this camp. You can do that in a lot of spaces on the map. You can even kind of do that here as well on the Radiant safe lane. So there's many places that you can do that on the map, and that's also another important thing to consider when playing Alchemist, is being able to put the acid spray down at an ideal location to farm 2 camps. Now, there's kind of perfect timing here. We saw Alchemist get level 6, and we also kind of briefly saw, if you were paying attention, 2 heroes kind of running at him trying to kill him. Because, like I said before, Alchemist's ultimate is extremely important and makes him survivable and do a lot more damage. Early on, it makes him practically unkillable. When you first hit level 6, especially if you're playing mid, you'll be higher level than anyone else in the game except for the other mid. And depending, unless they have a very high damage output mid, there's very little chance that you're going to die when you have your ultimate on. So getting level 6 on Alchemist is extremely important. And as we kind of saw there when he was laning with his, ult on, he wasn't really scared of anything. Now, what you'll see here is something that you want to make sure that you're doing when you play Alchemist. Just because you have your ultimate doesn't mean you should use it. A lot of people kind of just want to spam ultimate off cooldown because, you feel safer, you attack faster, you do more damage. But really the key is mana management, but also managing your ultimate. So we see he's had his ultimate up, or available for a long while now, but he's just not using it because he doesn't need to. He's farming just as quickly without it, and he is using the mana for acid spray. So that's just something to consider. Now, you're not always going to make the right choice, but like we see here, Void Spirit goes on him, so he just pops the ultimate. He says, there's no point in taking a risk. He doesn't really know where everybody is. He's just going to use the ultimate now because he's, facing this hero, and there's pretty much nothing he can do. He has no fears. He's just kind of clicking away. He's just getting his farm. He doesn't care. And so that is not only in this early part of the game is it important to make sure you're playing safe with your ultimate, but especially later on, you need to make sure you're saving your ultimate for team fights, for when it's really important. Because if you just randomly use it off cooldown, and then a team fight happens, and you're running around without your ultimate, you're going to get bursted down, you're going to die, you're going to feed, and you're probably going to lose the game. Now we're jumping into a game with Fear playing Alchemist to carry. So what you'll see here is the thing I mentioned earlier, that he decides to go Acid Spray level 1. So watch what he does here. He puts it down on the creeps, and he just clicks the Mars. And as you can see, it not only pushes the wave, but it kind of makes the Mars run away, because every time the creeps hit Mars, or he hits Mars, it does more damage. So if you didn't know, when your armor is reduced, it actually makes you take more damage from creeps as well. So getting that level 1 helps him with the wave. It helps him, secure that experience, make sure he doesn't just get bursted down. And right here, if you just see, they actually get a kill. Now, it's not First Blood, because First Blood already happened before we were actually watching, but if he didn't get Acid Spray level 1, they're still level 1, that kill would not have happened. That first level of Acid Spray can be very, very important when you are playing Alchemist, especially in safe lane, but also in mid if you, like I said before, are playing against a hero that can zone you out of lane. So I fast forwarded a little bit here, and I see that Alchemist is getting his Battle Fury before 12 minutes. So if you know anything about Dota, maybe you don't if you're new, a 12-minute Battle Fury is extremely good, especially because he has fully completed boots, a couple other items that are really cheap, but still, for any other hero, 12 minutes would be insane, especially with completed boots. So that's just kind of showing off how good Alchemist can be in terms of farming quickly. If we fast forward a little bit, let's just jump ahead here. We can see he has 20k net worth. He's almost doubling the carry's net worth. He's got, they managed to farm Aegis. He almost has AC done. He has that S&Y that we talked about earlier. He has a full Abyssal Blade. Aegis just claimed, but it's 24 minutes. He's almost 6 slotted. He's 5 slotted at 24 minutes. Let's just check really quick what the Troll has. The Troll, we have the, let's see, fog both teams. The Troll has a Battle Fury and one other item. One 4k item, or 4k gold item. He's building into a BKB. Alchemist has that. This is about the same price as that Ags. And he has a full AC almost done, and an Abyssal Blade. Abyssal Blade's one of the most expensive items in the game. So this is just kind of a representation of why or how Alchemist is so good, if you didn't already know. And that, my friends, is my Alchemist guide. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and consider leaving a comment. It really helps. If you have any suggestions about this video or others, or even want to see a specific video, let me know in the comments. My goal is to do all the heroes, and hopefully in a way that, you know, different builds or different patches don't really make obsolete. I just want to give you a general feeling for the hero, so hopefully that's what I did for Alchemist for you, and that you learned a lot. Hopefully you stomp your pubs with Alchemist. Thanks, I'll see you next time.